Let me just say this. Appreciate where you are at in your dating season, whether that be you're in a relationship and you're wondering about being single again, or you're single and want a relationship. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Welcome back to Wifey podcast. I am your host, Respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast, we talk all about dating and relationships in this modern day. I wanted to start this episode off by addressing some of the comments that I regularly get on TikTok by these little puppy boys that are hurt and whatever the case may be, that reach out to me saying things like, you're always going to be single, or you better find someone quick before your eggs dry up. Your time is ticking. You got about 5 years left before your looks fade, and all these things. And it's like, first of all, I'm not stressing, so why are you? Secondly, I am fully enjoying my singlehood right now. I am living in the place that I have always wanted to live in. I have the best, most supportive friends that anyone can ask for. I have everything that I want right now, and I'm happy. I'm living my day-to-day, and to top it off, I don't have to go to bed and wake up every morning with anxiety and crying myself to sleep every night because I'm in the wrong relationship. And that's a flex. Oh, and let me just hit you with a statistic proving that the happiest people in the world right now are single, unmarried women without kids. So if you think that coming after me online about these things is going to faze me, it's just not. Just because I post dating content online doesn't mean I'm desperate for love, okay? But I also think it just is interesting because it proves how much pressure society places on women nowadays to have that end goal of like a marriage and a relationship. It's like, that is not an end goal. Your end goal is being happy in whatever, if you decide to stay single or if you're in a relationship, being happy in that season of your life. When you think about it, it has been passed down from generation to generation that it's so ingrained that you have to get into the relationship, and then you have to have kids right after, and then you have to buy the house. It's like step by step by step, following the steps, and then that's your end goal. Like, that is not living. You're not enjoying yourself when you're like having to follow the steps of what societal norms should be like. Back in the day, women, yes, they did need to be in relationships because we couldn't even work. Okay, we couldn't do anything. So besides stay at home and take care of the kids. So yes, you had to get into a relationship because you were depending on a man to provide for a family for you. Things have changed. It is now 2022. Women are making their own money. Women are doing their own thing. Women are following their dreams. They're putting their career first. It is okay to not be in a relationship. I'm so tired of people single shaming and like, oh, she's single. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, so yes, obviously it is okay to want the marriage and the house and the kids and whatever, but it's not everything, and that's not an end goal. So the people that are reaching out online and saying things like, oh, you're always going to be single, it's like, first of all, you don't even know what I want. And I'm not going to settle because society says that I should settle down and start having kids and start my life with someone. It's going to take a very, very special person to improve in my life because I already have everything that I need. I'm already a full package. So it's going to take a very special person to come in and add more value. So I'm okay with waiting. I got a DM a while back from a girl in her mid-20s who was having relationship problems. And by relationship problems, I really just mean that she was tired of being single. And every guy that she meets was a piece of shit. And she keeps attracting these assholes. And I'm going to get into another video about like the type of people that you attract. But I wanted to address this because I feel like so many people in their mid-20s, especially in 20s in general, feel like their time is ticking, their time is running out. It's like, you have so much time on your hands. Enjoy where you're at. When you're enjoying where you're at, that is when the right person will show up for you. And you are not always going to be single. You're not always going to be in the state that you're in. But I think that appreciating the season in which you are in right now is so huge because let me give you a little story time. This was a while back, so like it might be a little outdated, but I was hanging out with like a group of girls, and me being single at the time. And then I had a couple friends who were in relationships, and then one girl who was married. And we were all kind of like talking about our dating lives and whatnot. At the time, I was really thinking to myself, like, I could use a relationship right now, just someone to do the coupley things with and someone to hang out with when I'm bored. But it's funny that life will place you in situations to help you gain a new perspective. And as we were going around the room talking, one of my friends who was in a relationship, she was going through a breakup. And looking at how devastated she was, looking at how upset and blindsided that she felt, I remember being there. And I'm so glad at the time that I was not going through that. Like I was past that and I was happy and content. And then we go around the room again, and my married friend was talking about how she was so miserable in her relationship. Like they haven't had sex in the past like year. And she was talking about how she went through all of the steps. She went through the getting into a relationship, getting married, having the kids, buying the house. And she's like, now what? We're so unsatisfied. We don't even like each other. Like, this is not it for her. And I'm like thinking to myself, wow, that's so insane, because when you think about it, that was society placing so much pressure on her for what? Like, she's not happy. And I'm over here single and happy as fuck, but just wanting a relationship. Why am I rushing, or why do I feel the need to rush the process? This is my final piece. It is so important, and people don't realize how big of a life decision this is. This is one of the biggest life decisions that you can make, is getting into a relationship, because it's either going to end up where you get into a relationship just because you want a relationship and you know that you're picking the wrong person and you feel it in your gut, but you don't trust your gut and you continue. And whether it ends in 6 months or 6 years, you are going to end up hurt at the end of this. Whereas if you know exactly what you're looking for in a partner and you know what you want, hopefully that person is adding value into your life. Hopefully that person is helping you grow as a person. Picking a life partner is not an easy decision, and it's not something that you meet every single day of your life. Please keep that in mind while you are searching or while you are on your single journey. Keep that in mind, because I think that a lot of people forget that and are just so willing to compromise all of their needs because they want a relationship so bad. But that's, at the end of the day, not what's going to make you happy. So with that being said, that's all I have to say on this topic. But if you guys could, please hit the subscribe, give me a rating, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Respectfully Gabby, and we will talk next week or Thursday. We'll see.